I heard this idea of doing something called penny ads for Amazon, and I was like, what is that? I was so intrigued. So I looked it up and got more details, and the idea is basically that for your keyword phrases that you bid on, that you put in a ridiculously low bid. You're not really expecting to get clicks, you're looking at getting impressions. So I don't know. It's very intriguing. So I've been kind of testing it out over the last little while. So I'll show you what that means. When it comes to online advertising, a lot of the systems are set up in a similar way where you are bidding on the placement. So there's like an available slot for an ad on an Amazon page, and the ad that gets shown has to do with how relevant it is for that page and what that person is searching for, and how high of a bid the publisher put for that keyword or that kind of placement. And it's not usually very high unless it's a super competitive keyword. It might be $1 at the most for a competitive keyword. But that's every time somebody clicks on the ad, you would be charged $1. So it's not based on how many people buy the book once they get to the page. But if they click on it, they get to your book page, that's what you're charged for. So I have taken Amazon ads, the Brian Cohen challenge before, and he often says, don't do the recommended bid. The recommended bid is going to be something like 50 cents, go to 30 cents. But this idea was go to like the minimum allowed, which is 2 cents per keyword. Um, so your ad will get shown when it's like the only one available for that keyword or slot. So it works best if the keywords are pretty long tail, unique, special, not big keywords. However, let's take a look at what mine have been doing. So I'm here in the marketing section of KDP. This is where you enroll books in KDP Select. You can update your author page. You can update your A+ content. You can run promotion on your enrolled select books, and you can go to ads. Okay, so one thing that I have done is I did up the bid, and I'll explain why in a moment. But this has been running since June 1st, and it's now the end of July, and I've spent $1, less than $1.50 on these ads. So I'm basically just letting them run. And this one I didn't label well, but this one is for the first in a series. This is Thawing an Ice Heart, and it has had 218 impressions, 2 clicks, spent 79 cents. The cost per click is 40 cents. If somebody then purchases it, the royalty on that is, oh, I forget what, $3, I think, something around there. So not bad return. And the idea with this is mostly to like get the impressions. So I guess it's kind of like people how they need a bunch of touch points. They say you have to see something 7 times, 12 times before you take action on it. So it's kind of putting it into people's subconscious that you exist, that your books exist. They're seeing them different places. I think that's basically the idea. Um, so I'm going to show you basically when you're setting up the ads, you get to choose these keywords, and that is when people search for it, what um that your book fits with this keyword that somebody might search for, and you can do it as a phrase or as exact. Exact means somebody typed in these exact words in this order, and phrase means some combination of these words were used. And so I put in a bunch that have to do with this book, and just as many as I could think of, basically, and put it at 2 cents for each. And you can see that a lot of these don't have any data to tell you anything. But why are these higher? Because these are the ones that were actually getting results. So after I had been running this for a couple weeks, I realized that the clicks that you saw there had come exclusively from this keyword phrase. And so I said, oh, let me put a little more money into that and see if I can get even better results. So that is why I put it up a little bit on each of these to see what effect that would have. And um, what else can I see here? Click-through rate, cost per click. I guess I want to see the total clicks. Um, and yeah, my max budget is $1 per day. So it can't cost me a ton of money. Just literally can't. And I set the bidding to only go down. You can do adaptive bidding where it's like, oh, if it's really probably going to be great, it can go up or it can go down. And I set it to down only, so like nothing can get out of hand, basically. So I have that one, and then I also have the one for this novella. That one has been getting a little bit more attention, 117 impressions, but 5 clicks. And the cost per click is 13 cents. This one is in Kindle Unlimited. The other one is not. So there's page reads that people could do for this one, and it's a novella, so the cost is $2.99 instead of $4.99. It's a good kind of entry point. And I'm working on more books that are kind of tangentially related to this one to make it even more effective. Once somebody buys one, they'll likely buy other ones. So for this one, again, it is the keyword phrases that match what this book is about. It includes the same disabled hero romance, or because that one is just true of all of my books. But this one has had some clicks, some impressions at least from all of these, I think, because it has suggestion. Unlike you saw the other one said, we have no data. This one has some data to give a suggested bid. So how often is the top of the search results or the top of search impression? Not very often, but occasionally it has been. Yeah. And the spend is 67 cents. Oh, this one had a $3 daily budget. I don't remember doing it that way, but yeah. So I have to think about if I want to up these. I didn't want to up, I guess I did up this one. Oh, wait a minute. Why did they say 25 cents? Oh, geez. Did I do that? God, my memory is dreadful. I wonder if I upped it or if I accidentally didn't put in the right number. All right, well, I didn't want to cannibalize the impressions with this keyword because basically if I have two different books that are both bidding on this keyword, I'm bidding against myself for it. So I kind of didn't want to do that. So I don't know. Should I just turn this one all the way off or should I just lower it back down? I think that's what I'm gonna do. No, not 20 cents. Ugh, yeah. I don't know what happened here because I don't feel like I would have raised all of them up, but maybe I did. Uh, Billionaire Baby Romance. Don't like having the exact phrase ones, really. Why is this exactly the same? Oh, broad phrase and exact. Yeah, broad is a whole other thing too. I might have to take Brian Cohen's course again 'cause I don't remember all of it. There's also the guy who does Publisher Rocket, Dave Chesson, also has a free Amazon Ads course that is yeah, I might that's like a do it on your own time. So I might go back and do that because ads are one way if you can get them working where you have less oversight that you have to be doing. You don't have to be creating as many videos and assets and spending all your time on social media if you can get your Amazon ads really working. So I think I'm going to pick one of these that I want to keep the bid higher on. And probably one of these. Okay, let's go bold. Try 70 cents. Again, the top amount it can spend is $3 a day. This one back down to two. Okay, and that is saved from doing that already. So we'll see what kind of impact that has on it. It's hard to track exactly what impact this is having on sales because it's like I can see these 5 clicks. It's saying that there's no sale, right? Because sales would show up here. But I don't know if that works in terms of the Kindle Unlimited, the page reads. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything about that. The other one, of course, like I said, is not Kindle Unlimited, so I can get a clearer picture there, which it still says no sales. But again, this is more about getting the impressions and getting the idea of your work out there. So it's just something else to be running in the background to help build up that broad base of I am an author who exists and you might like my books and start seeing me in different places on the internet. So yeah, I'm gonna keep up with these 2 ads and keep tweaking them and if one starts to perform, just slowly raise the budget on it to see if I can get a return on investment, get sales going and get an ad that is really humming. I do have an author friend who says she's making 6 figures from just using Amazon ads for her books. She has a lot of books and she has a really fun rom-com style of writing. Um, I don't know all the details, but like it would be nice to get to that point, huh? Yeah. So that is my experience thus far with this penny ads idea. It is not one for getting massive sales, but it is one for increasing your visibility as an author online. And I do like that it gives me some idea of where I might want to raise the budget on a particular keyword because it gives me a little bit of data to work with so I can see which ones are getting a little bit of something, which is very valuable. So yeah, I do recommend giving this a try and just keeping the daily budget and the bids very low so that you can test it out without it costing you a lot of money.